numbers. So in the savings culture, that's what I think intrigued me as well, that there's a notion that the guys in mid-rent, they don't spend money wisely.
Everyone always picks on
They don't.
mid-rent.
Exactly.
What is it with you guys?
I have no idea, but yeah, there's that notion. So I was like, okay, let me just try to investigate how the finance are being, consumed in mid-rent, and my title was Investigation into Savings Behavior of the Household in Mid-Rent.
Savings behavior of the households in mid-rent.
In mid-rent, yeah.
Yes.
So
what shocked you the most about your findings?
That, I think my findings are, or were actually, that people do know that they have to save. But the issue of instant gratification, you want something now, even though you can't really afford it. You just want things now because you want to be seen that you can afford. I think that's the issue with the Black community, so to say. Not all people, of course, but for most people that I've engaged, it's a matter of, I know that I have to save for emergencies, I have to invest, but at the moment I'm not doing that. Yeah, so that's the issue.
So with that, does it mean South Africans are broke, or are they just financially misinformed? Is it a matter of being broke, or is it because someone might say, I'm not saving because I can't afford to save?
Yeah.
And someone who has the money to save might say, okay, I don't even know that I must save. So is it a matter of being broke, or a matter of being financially misinformed?
I think, it's a bit of both, but mostly I say it's lack of knowledge.
So misinformed.
Misinformed, of course.
Yeah.
You will have people that they can't afford all the wage or the salary that they get. It goes to the basic needs. You have those. But again, you have people that can really afford to save, but they choose not to. Why? Again, instant gratification, to just buy things now. Because remember, when you save, you're actually foregoing other things.
Yeah, so there's something you're sacrificing.
You have to sacrifice.
Okay.
Because you put in money, you're saving money for, maybe you're saving money for rainy days. Maybe you're saving money to buy a property in future. You actually, you have to forego something at the moment for in future, so that you can be able to get whatever you want. But for most of us, we struggle with that. We want things now.
So in your research, you noted high unemployment, poor planning, and informal savings.
Yeah.
Can you break these down for us in a way that an everyday person would understand that unemployment, poor planning, and informal savings? And then tell us if the problem is income or just financial culture.
Unemployment, it goes without saying. Unemployment, you can't save if you're not employed. You don't have an income. You can't save. How do you save? Because you're actually struggling on a daily basis for the basic needs. Planning, it goes to knowledge, and being self-aware as well.
Yeah.
So if you're not self-aware, you wouldn't know that, I want to save for a particular thing, And then again, what's the other point?
The other point was informal savings.
Informal saving. Informal saving.
Poor planning and informal savings.
The stock fells.
That's the informal savings.
Those are more of informal.
What like you saving for a party in December?
You saving for the groceries in December. You saving for a party. You saving for alcohol. Some, they do save for alcohol, unfortunately.
Why is that considered informal?
It's more of, some they'll actually just open a bank account and put money in the bank account without investing it. And
to buy the groceries.
Just to buy groceries. It's saving, but it's not regarded in the mainstream as such. It's still a stock fell. In terms of, some don't even have a structure in place. Because a stock fell, a typical stokvel will have constitution, you'll have maybe a board as well. You have a chairman, you have a treasury. But most of them, of course, they'll be quite formal in that regard. Yeah.
So, based on what you've just said, what then is your advice to young professionals that are still starting out, earning 10,000 and below, and they want to start saving? Because a lot of people always say, what must I save because I'm earning 6.5? 10% of 6.5 is 650. Should I be saving 650?
No.
Should I be saving 1,000?
Yeah. Savings, ideally, you can break it down in three. Maybe the 50% will cater for your basic needs, the transportation and all that. Maybe 30%. Maybe 30% you can use it to put away for your investments. Maybe you can buy shares.
So from 10,000, 3,000 is for investments.
It depends.
5,000 is for household.
It depends with the affordability and all that and structure that you want to put. This is just more of a guideline.
Sure.
So you can take your 30% or even take 20%. And because you don't want to in a space where you take all your money away, but you can't live. Cater for your basic needs first, but put something away. Let's say you're earning 6,000 a month. For me personally, what I will do if I'm earning 6,000, I'll take 1,000 every month. Immediately when the money hits the bank account, 1,000 goes away. I will take it as if I'm earning 5,000. That's basically almost 20% of what I'm earning.
So it's conditioning yourself that I live on 5, I don't have the other one.
That's it. And you know that definitely you're gonna reap the rewards. You can invest in shares. There is easy equity where you can maybe make a debit order of 200 a month.
Yeah, but look,
invest in shares.
Although you talk about saving now, in my experience dealing with you, you are more inclined to invest than you are to save in your own personal journey and in business. So should we be saving or should we be investing or should we be doing both?
It's both.
In what way? Take us through.
In a manner where a savings, you can put money in savings account where you can easily access it in terms of whenever you have emergencies.
Okay.
That you can use it as savings. Investment is more of a long-term project. You can't put, I can't advise because I'm not qualified to give advice, but I wouldn't recommend someone to put money for emergencies in shares or in investment, because let's say...
They can't even put it in a property.
Yeah, it's not liquid. Come next week, maybe your tire burst. You must buy a tire. Are you going to be able to withdraw that money immediately? You can't because it's locked up in an asset.